Please welcome our mayor, Buddy Dyer.
Good afternoon and welcome to the September 8th, 2014 regularly scheduled meeting of the Orlando City Council. We're going to begin today's proceedings with the invocation today offered by Rodney Gage, who is the founding pastor at Rethink Life Church in Orlando with campuses in Conway and Lake Nona. He is a graduate of Liberty University and Southwestern Baptist Theological Seminary and is the author of 6 books, including Rethink Life. Pastor Gage has spoken to over 2 million students in public and private schools through his nationally acclaimed Wise Up School Assembly lecture. Pastor Gage's invocation will be followed by the Pledge of Allegiance offered today by District 5 Commissioner Regina Hill. Would everyone please join me in standing?
Let's all pray together. Dear Heavenly Father, today we pause for a few moments. God, we just acknowledge you. We welcome your presence as we, God, bring together our agendas, the decisions that are upon us today. We pray for your wisdom. We pray, God, that you would guide and navigate our thoughts and our actions. I pray that our ways would be fully pleasing to you. I pray that the vision and values of those here today, Lord, would be carried out in a way that would truly reflect and honor you as leaders in our community, in our city, in our great state. So, Father, today we pray once again that your hand of blessing, your hand of favor and guidance would be upon each of us in this place. For it is in your name that we pray. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let's call this meeting to order. Madam Clerk, would you call the roll and make a determination of quorum, please?
Commissioner Gray?
Here.
Commissioner Ortiz?
Here.
Commissioner Stewart?
Here.
Commissioner Sheehan?
Here.
Commissioner Hill?
Here.
Commissioner Ings?
Here.
Mayor Dyer?
Here.
Mayor, you have a quorum.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. First order of business is consideration of the minutes from the workshop meeting, agenda review, and city council meetings of August the 11th, 2014. Motion by Commissioner Ings, second by Commissioner Sheehan. All in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, and so the motion carries. Awards and presentations. Brooke Bonnet, please. Introducing International Housekeepers Week in the City of Orlando.
Good afternoon, Mayor and Commissioners. Today we have an opportunity to recognize and honor the many individuals who maintain a cleaner, safer, and healthier environment for us all to come to work in and visit each and every day, as we recognize International Housekeepers Week 2014. Founded in 1930, the International Executive Housekeepers Association, also known as IEHA, is a 3,500 member plus organization for persons employed in facility housekeeping at the management level. Since 1981, IEHA has set aside 1 week per year for all to focus attention and recognition on the professional housekeepers and custodial staff working in facilities such as hotels, schools, hospitals, state facilities, colleges, government buildings, etc. Executive housekeepers are the managers who direct these housekeeping programs with budgets of, in some areas, a few $1,000s to millions of dollars. And this afternoon, we're going to recognize 2 groups. We have with us today Rich Maldecki, President of the Central Florida Hotel and Lodging Association. He's here representing the hotel industry. In addition, we are also proud to recognize Owens Realty Services and the Owens team, who ensures that the City Hall building is kept in tip-top shape for each of us to come to work each and every day. So we have a proclamation for you to read, Mayor, and then we'll take 2 photos.
How about if I read the proclamation from the dais, and then I'll come down for the photos. Whereas the hospitality industry has a significant impact on Central Florida's economic prosperity through tourist and sales tax revenues and through the direct and indirect employment the industry provides over 1/3 of Central Florida's citizens. Whereas over 59 million visitors traveled to Central Florida in 2013 and spent over $34 billion. And whereas the Central Florida Hotel and Lodging Association is the world's largest regional lodging association and represents approximately 75% of all hotel rooms in Orange County. And whereas the mission statement of CFHLA is advancing tourism and the community through hospitality. And whereas a key factor in the enjoyable stay of a visitor to Central Florida is the high quality of customer service and hard work produced by Central Florida's housekeeping and custodial staff. And whereas the mission of the International Executive Housekeepers Association is to provide a professional organization for executive housekeepers, directors of environmental services, managers engaged in housekeeping and custodial activities, and suppliers of custodial goods and services. And whereas the IEHA has designated September 14th through the 20th to honor and celebrate the excellent work performed by its members. Now, therefore, I, Buddy Dyer, Mayor of the City of Orlando, hereby do proclaim September 14th through the 20th, 2014 as International Housekeepers Week in the City of Orlando.
Just your green one. Okay, I'm going to call on District 5 Commissioner Regina Hill for the next introduction. Commissioner?
Thank you, Mayor. I have partnered with Second Harvest Food Bank and Amerigroup Florida, Mrs. Rosie Kozad and Mr. Dave Kepcho. They were very instrumental in my first 100 days. Amerigroup came to the table and donated $6,000 to Second Harvest Food Bank to help us with the hunger with vulnerable families in District 5 and throughout the city. And with that, Dave immediately said, Commissioner Hill, I'm going to help you feed those in District 5. And that came about to being $54,000. And they started out in District 5 and District 6 at the Carver Shores Corridor last month with feeding families. And last month, we fed over 300 families in Paramore at Shiloh Baptist Church. And this month, we'll be going over to the Mercy Drive Corridor. So I'd like to introduce Rosie Kozad, President and CEO of Amerigroup Florida Plan, and Dave Kepcho, President and CEO of Second Harvest Food Bank. In their group.
Well, thank you, Commissioners and Mayor Dyer. We were told we could share a few words, and I just wanted to thank you for your support, for being such a mission-driven commissioner, and you definitely are in a spot for that for us is so critically important because it is a very poor neighborhood in the area of Orlando. So Dave and I were just talking earlier, and Dave was talking about the competition within food banks, about how big they are, who's the biggest food bank. And I told him that shouldn't be the measure. The measure should be how many people were still hungry after all of your labor and what remains to be done. And so I wanted to thank you all for the recognition, but I firmly believe that giving is its own reward. And so we're privileged to be able to serve. Thank you.
Commissioner Hill, it's great to be a partner and a collaborator in closing that gap, as Rosie said. While about 1 in 6 people are going in need and 1 in 4 kids really don't know where their next meal is coming from, to be able to partner with AmeriGroup and yourself is just a really great opportunity. And I think it's a great example of public-private and nonprofit partnership, and when you add 1 + 1 + 1 = 4 in that instance, But the other dynamic to the feeding is that it was the kinds of calories that we were providing, and adequate nutrition is just super critical to health and wellness. And it's neat to make the connection with a healthcare company. Hippocrates said it centuries and centuries ago: "Food is medicine, and medicine is food," and that's true to this day. So. Really appreciate the partnership, and it's our pleasure to serve. Thank you.
Okay, that's all the presentations that we have for today. So I will move into the mayor's update. It's hard to believe, but it's been 13 years now since we were shocked and saddened by the terrorist attacks of September 11th, 2001. And on that day, nearly 3,000 civilians, military personnel, firefighters, and law enforcement officers died. I'd like to take a moment of silence today during this meeting to honor all of those who lost their lives on September 11th, 2001. Thank you. We'll never forget September 11th as one of America's darkest days, but out of that darkness of that horrible day has risen a national resolve to make this world a safer place. United in purpose, we continue to grieve for the victims of 9/11 and feel for the families and friends who lost loved ones. Later this month, we will honor and recognize our prisoners of war and those who are still missing in action. One of my favorite events of the entire year is the joint effort between the Veterans Advisory Committee to put together a POW MIA recognition ceremony conducted with the University of Central Florida Air Force ROTC Detachment 159 cadets in the Rotunda. That will be on Friday, September 26th at 10 a.m. I encourage you to be part of this moving tribute. For more information on that, go to cityoforlando.net. With that, we will move on to the consent agenda, and the consent agenda is a number of items that are acted upon through a single vote of council. We give each of our commissioners an opportunity to comment on items from the consent agenda and update you on items of significance from their districts. We rotate the order in which that is done, and today Commissioner Hill will be leading us off.
Thank you, sir. Well, it's been a pretty busy couple weeks here in my district. I started off over at Triple Play with WellPoint, AmeriGroup, and Second Harvest. over at the Boys and Girls Club in Pine Hills, where they presented a token of appreciation through some resources there for the youth in the Willow Bend, Mercy Drive area with proper nutrition. Also, I went on to the downtown district at the Mad Cow and did a presentation there and was well received. Mrs. Deborah Ray, she allowed me to speak to some of the stakeholders there in the Church Street corridor. Also, first time they stated that one of their commissioner came out. It was a group over at Pine Shadows, and they're doing great things over there in the Metro West area, and I was pleased to fellowship with them at their homeowners association. I was honored to go to the Honorable retired now Belvin Perry's retirement ceremony at Jones High, in which judges from all over Florida came out and celebrated his retirement. He's one of my heroes and also a District 5 resident, so I was quite proud to be a part of that elite group. We had a back-to-school health fair over at in the Timberleaf and Timber Sounds community on August the 23rd, in which Second Harvest was there with their youth and giving out proper nutritional supplements to seniors and also their church members. And I thank you for inviting me over to the Canvas grand opening there at the Church Street Exchange. It was just phenomenal what they're doing over there, working in those spaces that are affordable for tech startups, and meeting Phil and his group and all the other techniques over there, and looking forward to working with them to close that digital divide that we have there in the District 5 community. And then I know it seems like I'm stalking you, but I went over there to Tinkerfield, over to the Citrus Bowl. And it was just great to walk up those stairs and see that we're nearly there, and all the diversity that's going on there on the work site, and all the smiles and females that are proud. And to be able, I can't wait to step on that view and look over Lake Larned Dune. So it's just amazing view. I had the privilege to join Lift Orlando one nice morning here about a week ago and walk around Lake Larned Dune and see what Lift Orlando is doing, hopefully is going to do as far as renovating that Lake Larned Dune Park and that lake, and hopefully one day it'll look like our Lake Underhill with exercise pass. And so it's great what's going on over there at Lake Larned Dune. Was privileged to come back here to City Hall and to a pinning ceremony of the Blueprint's first medical graduates. All of those kids, it was about 10 young people that graduated from Orlando Tech's LPN program. And what was so fascinating about it is all of them were honor students. All of them had graduated with a 3.0 or greater, and they also now will be transitioning to the Fast Track RN program at Valencia, and hopefully when we get our UCF campus here, they'll be going on to get their BSN in nursing. And as we stated, we fed about 300 families there at Shiloh Baptist Church on August the 28th. It was amazing thing that you saw over there, all those families. I didn't know they had that many shopping carts in Paramore, but it was almost like a traffic jam of carts full of groceries, fresh fruits and vegetables and canned goods, and little kids sitting in the shopping cart. It's almost like you were in Sam's. So it warmed my heart. I can't thank Second Harvest and Amerigroup enough for what they're going to be doing in this district, because oftentimes many of those families are on SNAP, and SNAP is a debit card. Back in the day when I was on food stamps, we had paper. So coming from that situation, I know how hard it is to keep food on the table, and at the end of the month, there's little. Sometimes you might go to bed with just a peanut butter sandwich. So for them to come at the end of the month and give these families food is monumental. and myself and Commissioner Ings were fortunate enough to go sit over at the 910 Livingston Street Church of God and welcome Pastor Antonio Richardson, Bishop, I believe, is it? Bishop, also a police officer, former police officer from Jacksonville, and welcome here to our fair city to help us with the work that we need to do there in the Paramore area and building that community. And I'd like to thank Chief Miller for inviting me out to the Orlando Fire Department promotions and ceremony and pinning. I never had seen such a ceremony with the Scottish bagpipes, and it was just amazing, and thank you for that. And from there that night, I was able to go and have dinner with Fire Station number 2. Guys had cooked a hot meal for me, chicken pot pie with fresh vegetables, and it was just delicious, homemade, and got to know them a little bit better. So I'm just excited about all the things that's going on here in District 5. And my last stop was this weekend over at the Orlando Tennis Center, which then with E-Tennis, along with Dragon Productions, allowed me to bring about 60 kids throughout District 5 for their first tennis lesson and to learn the etiquette and game of tennis. And they were able to play on the clay courts and watch the first African-American tennis tournament that was held there. And I ended my day with a resident, not a constituent, from the College Park Baptist Church that has been following me, Mrs. Harriet Roberts. And I was able to fellowship with the College Park Baptist Church and had an amazing time in fellowship there. And that's my report.
Thank you, Commissioner. We'll move on to District 6. Commissioner Ings.
Thank you, Mayor. And I'd just like to state that Reverend Randolph Bracey and Mrs. LaVon Bracey gave their daughter away, LaVon Patrice Bracey, who's also an attorney and works with the Performing Arts Center here. She got married on Saturday, August the 30th, to a Minister Adrian Ray Davis. So they had a very lovely wedding and a reception. They also had Marvin Sapp, who is a renowned gospel singer, to perform at the wedding, and we thought it was just his song that was going to be on the program, but certainly he was there personally live. So that's a great event, and congratulations to LaVon Bracey and to Adrian Ray Davis. Then, of course, we had our kickoff breakfast, Mayor, over at the Varsity Club at the Citrus Bowl on Wednesday, August 27th, and it was a great event. Even with all of the construction going on at the Citrus Bowl, we still have some excitement about the Florida Classic that's coming up this year, and there will be a kickoff luncheon presented by Florida Blue on Friday, November 21st, 11:30 p.m. at the Hyatt Regency, formerly the Peabody on International Drive. So they are trying to sell tables, so please get your tables in time. And also on Thursday, the 28th, we had an opportunity, myself and Commissioner Hill and Reginald McGill, to meet with and greet President Elmira Mangum. Dr. Mangum is the new president of Florida A&M University. So she's a very smart individual, and she's looking to do greater things for FAMU and obviously participate in this conference. Had a meeting with John Airy Jr., who is the owner or part owner of Fun Spot there off of International Drive and Fun Spot Way. And they are getting ready to host the St. Jude's 5K at the park. And this will be a nationally televised event. More information is coming, forthcoming with this particular event. I think it's going to be very, very nice for our community, and we certainly will be involved with that. And then this past Saturday, I had a back-to-school celebration for those kids in Grand Avenue and Holden Heights area.
Rufus Clyott, a vice president of the Resident Association for Holden Heights, helped me with this event, as well as Jimmy Williams, who sponsored and did the DJing for us. And I want to thank Jimmy and Rufus for their great help and support. And obviously, my aide, Sylvia Wills and Cynthia Wilson, and Officer Joseph Lundy, thank you for your help and support. And Sylvia's husband, Woody, he was right on hand to really give us a helping hand. We also had the Orlando Police Department there. Thank you, Chief, for the police department. We had the fire department, Chief Miller. Everybody was represented there. They enjoyed themselves. The children enjoyed them. As a matter of fact, Chief, the children wanted to ride the police horses. They want to get on and get a ride, but those are some huge horses. But it was a great event. Orlando City Soccer was there to assist us, the Experienced Church, Pastor McRae and his staff, as well as the Lutheran Church, who passed out food to the people. The Experienced Church passed out more book bags, and we had book bags. The Fire Union, Local 1365, thank you so much for your help, and Al's Food. And Nickelodeon also provided gift baskets and prizes and other giveaways. It was really important for me to get into this area because though I had an earlier back-to-school program, this part of the community generally lacks those types of things, so they couldn't get into Washington Shores to be with us. So we had to bring the book bag giveaway to them. And of course, many of the people in the community enjoyed it, and it was a great turnout. And thanks, too, to Orange County for the use of their stage. They really have a super stage, and I need to get one like that for District 6, but it's a fantastic stage. And I'd like to say, Chief Miller, congratulations to you and all of those that were promoted within the fire department, and obviously you have done some great promotions from that perspective. So a lot of those guys are very well deserving, as well as you, Chief Mina, with your promotions. And I see Deputy Chief, Smith. You know, see, we ain't hang out that much, but he did used to work for me, though. You want to stand up and be recognized as the new Deputy Chief with the Orlando Police Department? See, you know, police hold things against you, you know, so publicly, you know, forgive me. All right. And the last thing I have here is the 4th annual Red Tie Celebrity Golf Extravaganza that we had Friday, August 22nd at Shingle Creek Golf and Country Club. We just had a great time. Lots of people were there. We had probably up to 128 golfers, and that wasn't including our celebrity golfers, so we were really packed on that particular course. But we were grateful to have sports CBS and ESPN sports analyst and Super Bowl champion Roland Williams, and he was champ with the Raiders in 2000. And then we also had 3-time Olympian champ track and field Dee Dee Trotter. She's getting ready to go to the Olympics in Brazil, and so in 2016, so we're looking to kind of help her along. She is the champion in the 400 meter, so she is lean, mean, and fast, and she had her gold medals and her bronze medals with her as well. And then we also have Vinicius Machado, who's an actor, and if any of you seen the show Power on the Stars Network, that's where you'll find him. He's also starred in NCIS and CSI Miami. And we had Riddick Bowe, the 2-time world boxing champion, that was also on hand, and his fists are as big as they are on television, so this guy is still huge. But we had lots of fun there, and thank you, Frank Billingsley. I know you're in the audience somewhere here. But thank you so much for your help and support from the mayor's office, and you were just really great. And thanks to Orange County Commissioner Pete Clark for being there, Orange County Property Appraiser Rick Singh, and Mayor Bruce Mount of Eatonville. And then, of course, our title sponsors this year, we had two, but Universal Studios came out number one. So we had Universal Studios and Swing Time Golf. They were our title sponsors. Lincoln Motor Company provided a luxury vehicle, and somebody from Universal almost had a hole-in-one. The ball actually ran over the hole when he hit it. So, but that was really good. And thanks to comedian Jay Love for your help in being the masters of ceremony. And, of course, thank you to Mayor Teresa Jacobs, who was our keynote speaker for the luncheon. And Commissioner Patty Sheehan, thank you so much. I cannot forget you. And Commissioner Ortiz, who just gave me those dark eyebrows. So thank you so much for all of your help and support, and that's all I have, Mayor.
Thank you, Commissioner. We'll move to District 1. Commissioner Gray.
Thank you, Mayor. A lot of things going on in District 1, and we try to put them on our website, so I'd refer you there for activities going in District 1. Also would like to congratulate the folks in the fire department and the police department. I'm sorry I wasn't able to attend Friday's promotion ceremony, but congrats to your folks, Chief. And the other thing I was going to suggest or talk about the agenda is I have one issue, which I mentioned earlier. I have to declare a conflict on hearings and ordinance. Second read, number 6, and have filed the paperwork with the city clerk. That's all I have.
Great. Thank you, Commissioner. District 2, Commissioner Ortiz.
I don't think I'll be able to do it as quick as he did, but we'll try. Let me give him kudos anyhow, because they just had the Veterans Hospital Medical Simulation Building kickoff last week, and it was a great event, another great building being erected in the city of Orlando, which is going to bring a lot of attention. It's medical simulation, which is top-notch technology. So I want to thank Colonel Wilson Arisa, who invited me to the event. There was all kind of special guests over there. There was Senator Nelson, Congressman Dan Webster, Congressman Grayson, and a bunch of celebrities. So congratulations to the to the Veterans Hospital. They're doing a great job over there, and congratulations to you, Commissioner. On August 23rd, we had a volunteering event at the Park of the Americas. The Army Reserve Teen Council was in town for a conference, and they visited the park and did some volunteer work over there. So I want to thank them. They did a great job. It's those events that have been continuously making our park a better place. And once we do the kickoff, which is coming soon, I'm not just going to announce it yet. I want to make sure that I have the right date, but it's coming soon. It's going to be, I can say that it's going to be before the end of the year. You guys are going to see what a great park we're going to have. Thank you, Lisa, Early, and your staff, all the team from Family Parks and Recreation, our commissioners, our mayor, for their support. It's going to be a great park to bring your canines. So let's leave it at that for now. Last Thursday was the graduation of the First District 2 Government Academy. Mayor, we have taken on teaching our community about how government works, from the federal government, state government, county, school boards, and local government. To my surprise, there's a lot of people, especially people that come from Latin countries, that don't know the difference between the counties and the cities, because in our countries, in Latin America, we don't have counties. So it's been a great eye-opener for a lot of our constituents, and they're getting a much better understanding on how our government works. And as such, they can make better decisions when they're voting. They don't get confused with who's covering what area. Last Saturday, I attended the Trabajando Juntos Working Together Coalition annual conference with my aide, Ana Cruz, and she was awarded a Lighthouse Award. She was a recipient of this year's Lighthouse Award, so congratulations to her. Lighthouse Award is basically an award given in recognition for her dedication and commitment to our community, and she is really committed. She is, I don't know how she does it. She's always attending to our community. She's always willing and able, and she, even when she's not working here, she goes out there to the community and assists them with different items. And last but certainly not least, I want to congratulate Deputy Chief Eric Smith and Deputy Chief Orlando Rolón on their new rank assignment. I know they're going to perform super well. Chief, you got them right. You got a great team up there. And these are guys I work with when, you see, a little different to Commissioner Ings. I did work with his guys. And they're great guys. They're the kind of guys that you can actually put their life in their hands. So thank you so much for what you guys are doing. Congratulations. I'm expecting an invitation to the big party. So, and Chief Miller, thank you for the invitation to the event on, was it Friday? Yeah, Friday morning. Great ceremony, great promotions. Once again, very proud of the team you have up there. So, and that one I did attend the little party upstairs. So, but I'm waiting to see if I get other invitations to other personal parties. Anyhow, that's all I have, man. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. We'll move to District 3. Commissioner Stewart.
Let me also start off by saying congratulations to new Deputy Chief Orlando Arlone and Eric Smith. Congratulations. It's great to see these guys. I've been around long enough now to watch them a little bit different perspective, and it's great to see them continue to increase in their responsibility. So, Chief Mina, congratulations. I hear that you sent back Ansueto to patrol. Man, you're gonna be so tired of me calling you Robert. But you got a great team. And let me also say thanks to Chief Metzger, Deputy Chief Metzger, for the work that he's done. I'm thrilled that we've had him. He's just doing some really good stuff, and it's another compliment to the work that we do and your work, Chief Mina, where our guys end up and the work that they do around the community. So thank you very much. Let me also say congratulations to the College Park Community Paper celebrating their 25th anniversary. I had a chance to visit over there Friday night with the other co-writers of the College Park, and it was a lot of fun to visit with them and get a chance to meet some of those other writers. And so congratulations to Debbie Getz and the work she's done. I think she's had it almost 5 years now. And I appreciate what her commitment is to the community. A couple of quick updates before I get to the agenda items. This Friday is the Battle of College Park football game, Edgewater versus Bishop Moore. Last year I bragged about Edgewater and how they were going to just beat the pulp out of Bishop Moore, and they did for the first half, and then we had a lightning storm. And then the second half, Bishop Moore came back and won the game. I was a little disappointed at that, but it cost me a couple of meals and it cost me a new trophy. So I'm going to get that trophy back to Edgewater High School. I'm really excited about the game. There's a lot of really neat stuff going on over there in the Battle of College Park. Saturday evening over at Lou Gardens is the first event they're doing, sponsored by Johnny's Filling Station. It's called Burgers in the Garden. It's a burger bash where you can come and taste the best burgers in all of Orlando. So please get a chance to come over. They're doing a little bit of fundraising. You can go to lougardens.org and check that out. It's going to be a lot of fun. We expect about 1,000 people over there, and going to raise a little bit of money for charity while you're there. So please come on over. Two things I want to mention briefly on the agenda. One is we talked earlier today about the armored vehicles. Chief Mina, thank you for your comments and the Bearcat. I appreciate that. I appreciate the clarity that I've received many comments from the community, and I wanted to make sure they heard those same kind of comments from you. I appreciate the work that you guys do, and I think we should do what we can to protect our guys when they go in harm's way. So thank you very much. I also want to mention, I think that Commissioner Sheehan will mention it too, but I'm going to take a little bit of credit for the lighthouse on F1. They're in our area, but they're getting ready to move into a production facility over in Commissioner Sheehan's area. And so we're going to be approving a CDBG grant today to allow them to accomplish that task. I had a chance to be at the Florida Housing Conference yesterday and bragged on our staff and bragged on the work that they do in our housing and the CDBG and the work that they accomplish there, and use this as one of our success stories in the city about being able to take a particular focused area, an area where you would not think that you could create a high level of commercial product, commercial work, and in that the Lighthouse has done a great job packaging, needing more room to do some packaging, and they package these little the military health first aid packs that go out to the military. So It's a really neat contract that we've got, and I'm honored that we get a chance to get a little bit of that help over in that area, and I'm thrilled that it stays in the city of Orlando and thrilled that it goes over to Commissioner Sheehan's district. And that's all that I have, Mayor.
Thank you, Commissioner. And District 4, Commissioner Sheehan.
Thank you, Mayor, and I would like to express my condolences to Commissioner Stewart. He's done a trophy to Bishop Moore and a barrel to Boone now, so.
Don't start. The season is still young.
And I'm not going to be duplicitous on Lighthouse, but that is a great organization, and we love having them over in the industrial area. It's actually changing a lot to do some wonderful things over in that area by the hospital. First of all, I'd like to thank the Orlando Police Department, Orlando Fire Department for their arrest of the arsonist suspect. And since the arsonist suspect has been arrested, we have had no more arsons, I think 14 or so that we had. So that's great work, gentlemen and ladies at the Orlando Police Department, Orlando Fire Department. Great work. You don't hear that enough, I know, so I just want to say thank you very much. And also, the burglary suspect in Lake Eola Heights has been arrested. I want to thank you for that, too. And while it was really good police work, again, there was a lot of social media activity and things like that. We want to caution people, don't talk about it on social media. Make sure you call 911, because we started some, talking on Facebook as opposed to calling the police, and really want to reiterate to people, you can go ahead and talk about it all day long on Facebook after you call the police and after you call the suspects. And so, again, we arrested a suspect because of calls, and we want to make sure that people continue to do that. I'd like to thank the Carol Adams Group for sponsoring my backpack giveaway for 165 kids at Reeves Terrace. They've been doing it for about 12 years now. Wonderful people, and I can't thank them enough, because they give my kids at Reeves Terrace every single school supply that they need to begin Orange County Public Schools. We partner with both the elementary schools and Howard Middle School to find out what school supplies exactly they need to start the school year, and Carol Adams pays for every dime of that. So thank you again so much, Ted and Catherine, for your corporate philanthropy and support of our kids at Reeves Terrace. On the agenda today, item B1, the single-space parking meter mechanisms to take credit cards. Merry Christmas, Scott Zollers. I'm sure you'll be very glad to see that. And I'm going to be glad to see it, too, because you want to be going in your pocket for change. We can actually use credit cards soon in the existing housing, so that's really, really good news, for downtown, for more convenient parking. On item B3, Relax Grill at Lake Eola Park, that's been a great tenant. We're going to be doing a lease renewal for them and continue doing business with them. Not so sexy, but item B6, thank you, Public Works, for the wastewater odor control at Millennia. Again, not very sexy, but very needed. So thank you very much for that. And on item C5, the temporary parking lots at Mariposa and Osceola, Johnny Fantazzi, I'm sure you're going to be glad to see that. And Solange, congratulations on your wedding. So glad to see you here today. And on item F2, the Lake Eola Sunday Market fee waiver, that's been a great amenity to Lake Eola Park, so we certainly want to continue that, because the farmers market has been a wonderful, wonderful amenity to Lake Eola Park. And that's all I had, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioners. Is there a motion to
So
move the
moved.
consent agenda?
Second.
Second.
Was it Commissioner
Ings.
Hill, Ings? Thank motion by Commissioner Ings, second by Commissioner Sheehan. All in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, and so the motion carries. Give people that are here just for the consent agenda an opportunity to make their way out if they would like to. All right, so we will, without objection, recess the City Council meeting, convene the CRA meeting. First item of business is CRA Advisory Board meeting minutes from July 30th, 2014.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Sheehan, second by Commissioner Ings to accept those minutes. All in favor of that motion indicate so by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries. Second is DDB CRA Advisory Board Budget Workshop minutes from August the 22nd. Is there a motion to accept those minutes?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Hill, second by Commissioner Stewart. All in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries. All right, approving meeting minutes from the CRA July 28th, 2014.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Sheehan, second by Commissioner Hill. All in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carries. Approving meeting minutes, August 11th, 2014, CRA.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Hill, second by Commissioner Sheehan. All in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries. All right, Thomas, we are on the fiscal year 2014-2015 CRA budget and budget resolution.
Thank you, Mayor, and good afternoon, Mayor and Commissioners. Of course, items 5 through 8 are all associated with our annual budget process. These items have all been recommended to be approved by the CRA Advisory Board in this meeting on August 27th. Item number 5 is the 2014-2015 CRA budget and resolution. Staff is requesting approval of the proposed fiscal year 2014-15 CRA budget and adoption of the resolution. The tax increment fund revenue and contingency numbers will be revised as always in the budget upon receipt of the DR 422, which is the certification of final taxable value, and the adjusted valuation from the certification of taxable value are found on the Form D40, the DR 420, I'm sorry.
All right, is there a motion to approve the fiscal year 2014-2015 CRA budget and budget resolution?
I move to approve.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Hill, second by Commissioner Sheehan. All in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries. Number 6, Thomas.
Thank you, Mayor. Item number 6 is the 2014-15 cost share agreement with the Downtown Development Board. The cost share agreement between the CRA and the Downtown Development Board outlines the terms under which the DDB and CRA will share administrative costs for the fiscal year. Staff is requesting approval of the proposed cost share agreement for FY 2014 and 15 between the Downtown Development Board and the Community Redevelopment Agency, and authorization for the chair and the executive director to execute the agreement subject to review and approval by the City Attorney's Office.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Sheehan, second by Commissioner Stewart. Discussion, hearing none, all in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries. Number 7.
Item number 7 is the 2014-2015 City Services Agreement. This item is a companion to consent agenda item C13. This City Services Agreement outlines the terms under which the city will provide administrative and professional support to the CRA. Staff is requesting approval of the proposed City Services Agreement for FY 2014-2015 between the City of Orlando and the Community Redevelopment Agency, and authorization for the chair and the executive director to execute the agreement subject to review and approval by the City Attorney's Office.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Hill, second by Commissioner Stewart. Discussion, hearing none, all in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries. Number 8.
Item number 8 is our Seniors First Agreement renewal. Our annual agreement between Seniors First, Inc. and the Community Redevelopment Agency to provide senior transportation service, known as SeniorTran, to residents of 11 downtown senior housing complexes expires on September 30th of 2014. Funding levels for this 2014-2015 agreement are the same as in the current year. Staff seeks approval of the renewal of the agreement during the period of October 1st, 2014 to September 30th, 2015 for an amount not to exceed $46,242, and authorization of expenditures from the Downtown Orlando Community Redevelopment Area Trust Fund of up to $46,242 for such projects, subject to the review and approval by the City Attorney's Office, and authorize execution of the agreement by the Chairman and the Executive Director.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Sheehan, second by Commissioner Stewart. Discussion, hearing none, all in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carries. Number 9.
Item number 9 is the Downtown Arts District City Arts Funding Agreement. Agreement between DAD and City Arts Factory and the Community Redevelopment Agency expired on October 30th of 2013. The funding levels for this new agreement will remain the same for the fiscal year 2013-14 and will increase for fiscal year 2014 and 15, with the agreement expiring on October 30th of 2016. Staff seeks the approval of the renewal of the agreement for a period of November 1st, 2013 to October 30th, 2016 for up to an amount of $288,000 for fiscal year 14-15, $288,000 for fiscal year 15-16, and $48,000 for fiscal year 16-17, and authorization of expenditures from the Downtown Orlando Community Redevelopment Area Trust Fund of up to $624,000 for such projects, subject to review and approval by the City Attorney's Office, and authorize execution of the agreement by the Chairman and the Executive Director.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Ings,
Second.
second by Commissioner Hill. Discussion. Hearing none, all in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carries. All right, number 10.
All right, for item number 10, Mayor and Commissioners, I have a brief presentation. This is for a downtown facade and building stabilization program funding agreement between the CRA and As Peleas LLC for 221 South Paramore Avenue. Of course, this program provides funding for building facades and stabilization improvements within the CRA, which encourages reuse of underutilized or vacant buildings, and of course improves the appearance and aesthetics, and therefore the long-term viability of downtown Orlando. Potential funding through the program is up to $5,000 throughout downtown for residential, and up to $10,000 for residential within the Paramore Heritage Planning Area. For commercial buildings, is up to $40,000 for Paramore, and up to $20,000 throughout the remainder of the CRA area. As noted, the applicant is As Peleas LLC, which is a real estate holding company. The project address is 221 South Paramore Avenue. It's at the intersection of South Paramore and West Jackson. You can see the building here. This is, of course, looking south on South Paramore, and this is looking north on South Paramore. And this is the rear of the building right off of Jackson. So the applicant is investing approximately $160,000 toward improvements to the property at this address. The facade work to be covered by this particular program application is to remove and replace the 54 windows, pressure wash it, and to paint the exterior of the building. The program requires 3 estimates. Those 3 estimates were obtained. The low bid was $51,565. Therefore, the applicant, per the guidelines of the program, is eligible for up to $20,000 in program funds for those improvements. The Downtown Facade Advisory Board did meet and recommends approval of the Downtown Facade and Building Stabilization Program funding agreement between the CRA and As Peleas LLC in an amount not to exceed $20,000 for 221 South Paramore Avenue, subject to review and approval of the City Attorney's Office, and authorizing the Chair of the CRA and Executive Director to execute such funding agreement.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Hill, second by Commissioner Sheehan. Discussion. Hearing none, all in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carries. And number 11, Thomas.
Item number 11 is the second amendment to the amended and restated interlocal agreement by and between the City of Orlando, Central Florida Regional Transportation Authority, DBA Links, and the Community Redevelopment Agency relating to the Downtown Orlando Transit Circulator Expansion Alternatives Analysis Study, the Creative Village Moving Paramore Forward Project, and the Downtown Orlando East-West Bus Rapid Transit New Storage Project. This item is a companion to consent agenda item I-4 and amends the interlocal agreement by and between the City of Orlando, the Central Florida Transportation Authority, and the CRA. There is no fiscal impact to the CRA, but we're simply a party to the agreement. And again, the CRA Advisory Board recommended approval during its meeting on August 27th. Therefore, staff is requesting approval of the Second Amendment to the amended and restated interlocal agreement by and between the City of Orlando, Central Florida Regional Transportation Authority, and the CRA relating to the Downtown Orlando Transit Circulator Expansion Alternatives Analysis Study, the Creative Village Moving Paramore Forward Project, and the Downtown Orlando East-West Bus Rapid Transit New Starts Project, and authorization for the Chairman and the Executive Director to execute the amendment.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Sheehan, second by Commissioner Hill. Discussion. Hearing none, all in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carries. Further business to come before the CRA, Thomas?
No, there is none.
Then, without objection, we'll stand adjourned.
Thank
We will
you.
convene the Neighborhood Improvement District Board of Directors meeting for the purpose of approving meeting minutes from the Downtown South Neighborhood Improvement District Advisory Council of August the 13th, 2014. Is there a motion to approve those
So
minutes?
moved.
Motion by Commissioner Sheehan,
Second.
second by Commissioner Rings. All in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, motion carries. Without objection, we'll adjourn the Neighborhood Improvement District Board meeting. There is no items for the OPEB Trust, so we will reconvene the City Council meeting and move to hearings. And the first hearing is with respect to the preliminary budget for the Greater Orlando Aviation Authority for fiscal year 2014-2015. Phil, you're on again. 2 appearances in one day. How about that?
Just another day in paradise. With me, I have our Chief Financial Officer, Jackie Churchill, who's going to do all the heavy lifting in case you have any questions. Also would like to introduce in the audience Carolyn Bender, who's our Director of Finance. She just came on board. She's somebody we recruited back to the Airport Authority. We sort of go out and let them go in the private sector and learn a lot of stuff and then recruit them back. So Carolyn's a good addition to help Jackie move forward. With that, before you is the preliminary budget hearing. This is a hearing open for public comment. Just some brief notes about it. It's an increase of about $12 million over last year. Last year's budget was roughly $435 million. This year's budget's about $447 million. I think the thing worth noting for the benefit of the audience as well as you is that we operate on fees that we generate. We don't have local tax dollars involved in our operating budget. We do get some federal government grants that are funded out of ticket taxes off of airline tickets. But for the most part, we are operate on user fees. This year's budget, we have approximately a third of it is paid by the airlines. The remaining 2/3 come from rental cars, food and beverage concessionaires, merchandise concessionaires, and ground leases, among other things. So with that, if you have some specific questions, Jackie's here to answer those. The one thing that we did have in this increase, what drove most of the increase on the expense side were increases in the budget for security as well as for some baggage system improvements that we need and some maintenance on our baggage system, both of which benefit the traveling public.
Questions or comments from council? If not, I will open the public hearing on this item. Madam Clerk, do we have any appearance requests related to this item?
No, Mayor.
Then I will close the workshop, and we need to take no further action. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you.
All right, let's move to the second hearing. Madam Clerk, why don't you go ahead and read that title?
This is the fourth amendment to the fourth amended and restated development order for Lake Nona Development of Regional Impact.
Move to approve. Second.
Okay, hold on. I'm glad you guys are so quick. Staff is requesting that we defer this item so that they can further review the request to amend development order condition subsection 4.18, section 4.21, and section 4.22 as it relates to the updated transportation conditions. We need to defer to a date certain, so I will accept a motion to defer today's reading and hearing to November 3rd's City Council meeting to coincide with the second reading of the companion GMP Ordinance 2014-38. So Commissioner Gray, can I accept that motion?
You can.
And Commissioner Stewart, did you have the second?
I'm not sure. Yes.
Okay. Then there's a motion and a second to defer this item to November the 3rd. All in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, so the motion passes. Okay, and the third hearing we have is adopting a resolution finding that the Central Florida Fair's proposed agricultural education and promotion facility serves a public purpose. Is there a motion to adopt that resolution?
Motion is accepted.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Hill, second by Commissioner Stewart. I will open the meeting up to public testimony relating to this resolution. Madam Clerk, do we have any appearance requests?
No, Mayor.
Then I will close the public hearing and call for the vote. All in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries. All right, let's see. How about hearings ordinances number 1, Madam Clerk?
An ordinance of the City Council of the City of Orlando, Florida, amending the city's adopted growth management plan to designate certain land generally located south and southwest of the intersection of Medical City Drive and Laureate Boulevard, and comprised of 45.7 acres of land, more or less, as urban village on the city's official future land use maps, providing for severability, correction of Scrivener's errors, and an effective date.
There you go, Commissioner
Motion
Gray.
to approve.
Let's see, was that you, Commissioner Ortiz, the second? Motion by Commissioner Gray, second by Commissioner Ortiz. Is there anyone from the public that would like to testify on this matter? Discussion among commissioners, hearing none, all in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carries. All right, hearings, ordinances, second reading, number 1.
An ordinance of the City of Orlando granting Action Recycling LLC a non-exclusive franchise to provide roll-off container collection and disposal of solid waste within the City of Orlando, outlining franchisees' duties and providing the terms and conditions under which such franchise shall operate, providing for severability and an effective date.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Stewart.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Ortiz. Is there anyone from the public that would like to testify on this matter? Discussion among commissioners, hearing none, all in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carries. Number 2, Madam Clerk.
An ordinance of the City of Orlando, Florida, amending the growth management plan to amend the official future land use map by changing the future land use designation of certain properties to industrial, to amend future land use sub-area policy boundaries and text, to amend objectives, policies, and figures in the future land use element, transportation element, recreation and open space element, and capital improvements element, providing for severability, correction of Scrivener's errors, and an effective date.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Ortiz, second by Commissioner Sheehan. Is there anyone from the public that would like to testify on this matter? Discussion among commissioners, hearing none, all in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carries. Number 3, Madam Clerk.
An ordinance of the City Council of the City of Orlando, Florida, designating certain land generally located north of Tyson Road, east and south of State Road 417, and west of Narcoossee Road, and comprised of 220.2 acres of land, more or less, as the Education Village Plan Development District on the city's official zoning maps, providing special land development regulations of the Plan Development District, providing for severability, correction of Scrivener's errors, and an effective date.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Gray, second by Commissioner Ortiz. Is there anyone from the public that would like to testify on this matter? Discussion among commissioners, hearing none, all in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carries. Number 4, Madam Clerk.
Ordinance number 2014-27 relating to community residential homes, amending figures 2A LDC and 2C LDC and Part 1B, Chapter 58, Orlando City Code to make community residential homes a permitted use in single-family and multifamily zoning districts as required by Chapter 419 Florida statutes, amending Section 62.200 Orlando City Code to amend the definition of community residential home to conform to Chapter 419 Florida statutes.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Hill, second by Commissioner Ings. Is there anyone from the public that would like to testify on this matter? Discussion among commissioners, hearing none. All in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries. Number 5, Madam Clerk.
An ordinance of the City Council of the City of Orlando, Florida, rezoning certain land generally located northeast of Lake Hourglass and southwest of the intersection of Curryford Road and Clover Lawn Avenue, and comprised of .96 acres of land, more or less, from the Planned Development District with the traditional City Overlay District to the R1 Single Family Residential District with the traditional City Overlay District, providing for amendment of the city's official zoning maps, providing for severability, correction of Scrivener's errors, and an effective date.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Sheehan, second by Commissioner Ortiz. Is there anyone from the public that would like to testify on this matter? Discussion among commissioners, hearing none, all in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carries. And number 6.
An ordinance of the City Council of the City of Orlando, Florida, designating certain land generally located north of East Jackson Street, east of South Eola Drive, south of Mariposa Street, and west of South Summerlin Avenue, and comprised of 1.11 acres of land, more or less, as planned development district with the traditional city and aircraft noise zoning overlay districts on the city's official zoning maps, providing special land development regulations of the planned development district, providing for severability, correction of Scrivener's errors, and an effective date.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Sheehan, second by Commissioner Stewart. Is there anyone from the public that would like to testify? Discussion among commissioners. Hearing none, all in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries. Let's move down to ordinances on first reading, Madam Clerk.
An ordinance of the City Council of the City of Orlando, Florida relating to the Downtown South Neighborhood Improvement District, amending Section 40.12 Orlando City Code relating to the boundaries and size of the district, providing a meets and bounds legal description of the district, providing for severability, codification, correction of Scrivener's errors, and an effective date.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Sheehan, second by Commissioner Stewart. Is there anyone from the public that would like to testify? Discussion among commissioners. Hearing none, all in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries. Number 2, Madam Clerk.
An ordinance of the City Council of the City of Orlando, Florida, vacating, closing, and abandoning part of East Orlando Street, generally located north of East Smith Street, east of Interstate Highway 4, south of East Rollins Street, and west of Dade Avenue, and comprised of .16 acres of land, more or less, providing for severability, correction of Scrivener's errors, and an effective date.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Stewart, second by Commissioner Ortiz. Is there anyone from the public that would like to testify? Discussion among commissioners. Hearing none, all in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries. Number 3, Madam Clerk.
An ordinance of the City Council of the City of Orlando, Florida relating to the Land Development Code, amending Section 58.1161 Orlando City Code relating to work to nonconforming building, structure, or vehicular use area, providing that certain longstanding non-residential buildings may undergo substantial improvement without conforming to certain development standards, providing standards of review, application, procedures, definitions, and penalties, providing for severability, codification, correction of Scrivener's errors, and an effective date.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Sheehan, second by Commissioner Hill. Is there anyone from the public that would like to testify on this matter? Discussion among commissioners?
Mayor, I'd just like to say and thank staff on this, because this has been an impediment to a lot of redevelopment, especially on the Mills 50 area, and it will also affect Paramore as well. So this is a great ordinance, and it's really going to help small business. Thank you.
Further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries. And number 4.
An ordinance of the City of Orlando, Florida, amending the Plan Development Zoning District regulations for the Lake Nona Plan Development, generally located north of the Orange-Osceola County line, south of Dowden Road, east of Boggy Creek Road, and west of Narcoossee Road, comprised of 6,960 acres, more or less, amending the Plan Development District's development standards, site plans, and conditions of development, directing amendment of the official zoning map series, providing for severability, correction of Scrivener's errors, and an effective date.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Gray, second by Commissioner Ortiz. Is there anyone from the public who'd like to testify on this matter? Discussion among commissioners. Hearing none, all in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, and so the motion carries. That concludes the official business of the Orlando City Council for today, September 8, 2014. Thank you for attending. Thank you for viewing on the web. Thank you for tuning in on TV.